Good morning, people. How you guys doing today? I hope you guys been enjoying the clips from the debate that I've been putting out, and I hope it's helping you guys to make up your mind to make a decision on the 20th of this month, which will be this coming Saturday, to elect a new leader for the Liberian Association of Arizona, or re-elect the incumbent back to his office. But what is important is that I know you guys heard a lot of things in the debate, and in this coming video, we're gonna be clarifying some of those things, because one of the things that Bollietv does is that we fact check things. We're not just gonna let people stand there and debate and just throw anything out there. So there were a couple of things that came out in the debate, and those of you who've been following the clips that have been posted on Facebook concerning the debate, you heard each candidate attacking each other. For example, the incumbent and some supporters from the audience, or some supporters from the audience from both sides, were concerned about one of the candidates, Mr. GKONEAN attendance record. It is allegedly said that, said among them, and that most of the people that were asking, including Mr. Steve BOLEY, said that Mr. GKONEAN did not even attend more than 4 meetings. And some of the supporters asked Mr. GKONEAN if he should just step aside because he did not attend not even more than 4 meetings, because according to them, the Constitution allegedly said that, or it says that, you must attend every general meeting in order to run for office. We're going to fact check that. Now, the second thing that was discussed while in there, and I heard most of the supporters talking about, was that they were concerned about BD. Some supporters in the crowd, the issue about how much was turned over or that they have in the account. Now, I'm going to quote Mr. Steve BOLEY because I'm doing the editing and I listen to. I think you guys who already watched some of the clips that are put on Facebook heard him for himself. Mr. Steve BOLEY said 3 years ago when he took over, the previous administration turned over about $2,000, I think, something dollars to him. Now he has $18,000. They have $18,000 in the account. I have the Wells Fargo bank records. My source were able to provide it to me, the entire records. And also, we're also going to be fact checking, because Mr. GKONEAN also attacked Mr. BOLEY, saying that, well, you only turn over on December 20th. When you turn over to the bowl, you turn over what? I think December 20th, you turn over $5,000 something dollars. Mr. Steve came back with rebuttal, said that it was not just $5,000 something dollars. We also deposited $1,000 something dollars. So we're going to be fact checking our bank record. We're going to see how much was turned over to the bowl on December 20th. I also have the copy of the letter from the bowl. We're also going to be seeing that. And then some supporters from the audience attacked Steve BOLEY also too. And this question was actually referred to the challenger, Mr. Harry GKONEAN, if he will behave like Steve Boley, if he will sit on a talk show, attack incoming government and attack sitting government, because according to them it's unconstitutional. According to them, the Liberian Association of Arizona Constitution says if you are sitting Liberian organization president here, you can't do that. We also going to be fast checking that. I have the constitution on that. We're going to be highlighting that. So those are the three basic things that we heard in the debate. We must fact check our leaders now. We must start to practice that now. Because if we don't, they can go to Liberia, they think the king now. Or if that woman, she takes your queen. And it's as stealing to the organ there. Bollietv will bring it to you raw. And going forward, I don't want to be part of it. I don't want any position in any Liberian organization. I'm just going to be an independent minded candidate for the people. Anyone win between the two, whether it's Steve Boley or Mr. Harry GKONEAN, every 3 months, Bollietv will go in the community. We must see your work. I will interview the people who elected you, because you are elected by the people and work for the people. I will go in the community. And I will interview you. I will not let you know. I will interview your officials. We will be looking for contradictions. We will be looking for your tangibles in the community. We've been in the community too long now. But stay tuned. Sit back. Enjoy the video. Come over here. So I have my big brother here. He was passionate about his question. Now, I mean, can you introduce yourself to the people before I can even go into the question?
I'm GKONEAN Senior, President of the Liberian community in the Kingdom of Rock, based in Phoenix, Arizona here.
Ah, so you know perfectly?
Yeah, I know all those guys.
Okay, so I saw you were passionate when you were asking your question. Now, first of all, let me ask you, how was your rating of the overall debate? Who do you think did good?
To be frank, I don't want to be biased, but if I, in an administration, for 2 years, and I get chemistry that I know that I will be able to put the impact into the other men that I'm working with. I will make sure that we be transparent, because transparency is the best thing for the Liberian community to be a better one, you know. But I believe that I know Steve is going to get another chance.
So you think Steve is going to win? And even though you are not too certain that you perform well on the debate? Is that what you're saying?
You perform well, because it answers some question. Look, to become a leader, because I'm a president of the Liberian community in the Kingdom of Rock. To become a leader is not easy. You always get up on it. To become a leader, my brother, is not easy. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
So I think that you should give him a second chance.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. So, no, we have one observation. Ladies, look, I have one observation, okay? First of all, how you think about the overall debate?
It was okay. I enjoyed both candidates.
So, who do you think performed? You think which of the candidates was most convincing that you think the people will vote for on Saturday?
I think Harry. Like, he had facts, he was covering facts, and he answered all the questions professionally.
All right, my question is this. Let me know you got ready. So, my question is this. The former president of the United States says this, and he said, this is John F. Kennedy. He says, do not ask what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Now, I'm going to ask this question for you guys. You are here as telling us what you're going to do. What will you want us, the Liberian people, to do for you to sustain you if one of you guys get elected?
Thank you.
I'll go after you, Mr.
President.
What will we want the community to do? The first thing I want to say is Like I started today, I want to thank the community. The community has been supportive to the greater extent. We will not take that away from you. When we had events, not only that you contributed voluntarily, you also pay to come in after contributing voluntarily. I want to thank you for that. But when we get elected, our goal and our hope is that we'll be more involved and we engage. We will participate in the activities of the community. We will work together for the better good of the community. You will help us with information such as if something happened to somebody and we don't know about it, you should post it in the chat room or let one of the leaders know. We will collaborate. You will open your doors. When we call you, you will answer. When we reach to you to do something, whether that volunteer job, whether that to contribute, you will be willing and build up on some of the things that you've done. Again, I want to say thanks to this community. I am proud of this community. Even people that disagree with us, they are still able to support us. And for that, we are grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Boley. Mr. GKONEAN?
Yeah, so a couple of things. One is that I want us to begin being frank and realistic with ourselves. We are all family. We know one another. Very small community. I think we need to be able to start to put the interests of the community first. You should be able to look in my face and say, Harry, you are not doing well. Or Harry, it's been 2 years. You've not been able to deliver on the promises. Harry, you've not been able to organize programs that the community can take advantage of. We need sincere people. Real sincerity. Look at my face and tell me that. Self and mutual criticism. I believe in self and mutual criticism. I should be able to learn from your criticism. We need active participation. We need to be able to fill all of the standing committees. My role as president of the executive committee is to coordinate the operation of the association. We need the standing committees to work. They are the organs of the association. If the women empowerment, the social committee, the education and cultural committee are not completely filled, you guys are not working, nothing is going to happen. All of these promises may not even be successful. And then 2 years I will come and say, I'm sorry, I apologize to you guys. No, we need your active participation to be able to succeed. We have to see ourselves as part and parcel of this community, and we cannot come together as Liberians if all of us don't see that we have vested interest in the process.
Thank you so much. Next on our list of people to ask questions, we have Princess. Is it Tio?
I can't hear this to ask questions. You can't wait.
Thank you. Okay, my question going to the both candidates. I see that the president talking about somebody that working on somebody Liberian, doing all these things. I want to know whether our children on the street, our mother, our sisters, a lot of people on the street in Arizona here unjust. I want to know what you guys doing here, because the last time I remember asking the president before, and it's very dangerous seeing our children on the street there smoking their own drugs, and nothing we're doing about it as a Liberian association. I want to know what you guys doing about it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sister Princess, thank you so much. This community is big, folks, and it continues to expand. Yes, it is true that Sister Princess in one of the meetings brought up the issues of some Liberians. What we are asking the community, please, if you know of any Liberian that is on drugs, it's one thing for you to tell us, but please provide us with their contact information or where they are so we can locate them. Because again, this is a big state. One of the sisters that was talked about, that was on drugs, we reached out to her. But you see, some of these things are people private businesses. Listen, the work we do, you don't come and talk about people private businesses in public when you have not been authorized to do it. We can't do that, folks. So we provide these services to these people, we don't come to do publicity. We will not do that because we got to protect the integrity. The issue of mental health also has a stigma to it. The issue of addiction has a stigma to it. If I come here and say, me and the president, yesterday we had a meeting. Yesterday we should have attended an emergency meeting. The vice president and I could not attend that meeting because there was an emergency in our community. And guess what? We responded to the emergency. Are we going to tell you who that woman is? No, we're not going to do that. But please give us the information and we will follow up effectively, immediately, as we have always done. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Harris, please.
Yeah, so I'm glad you raised these very serious concerns. So, that is border politics. These are our brothers and sisters we're talking about. I really believe that we need programs to be able to address those concerns. I think we need to institutionalize our response, our approach to deal with that. We don't have 1 year. We don't. Do we need to sit down after these elections and say, how as a community, how can we be able to maybe even make resources available? There may be resources and channel avenue through which help can be, I'm in the mental health field as well. I know for sure there are resources available that these young people can take advantage of. But we need to be able to do that as an association. I do have a lot of programs that I think can address that, especially in a more preventive way. I talk about the awards program, encouraging young kids to really focus on a pathway, to success, a pathway to personal development. We got after school programs that we want to implement as well. To be able to really focus on these kids and just really get them engaged. But we need programs to institute. Until we can do that, we will continue to deal with these issues. It's nothing about privacy. These kids are out there. They've been exposed to these abuses. We need to intervene. So this is not about privacy. This is a public matter you see on the streets. So as an association, we must be able to begin to design the right kind of programs to address these concerns. I'm sorry we've not been doing that in the last 2 years. I'm committed to ensuring that we begin to do that when I take over as president.
Thank you very much.
And so the problem is not the issue. The relational part of our community, where we can see our sisters and our brothers, even if they didn't vote for us, we see the next day, we tell them hello. That's it.
Thank you. Back to the list of those that were selected to ask questions. Mr. Emmanuel Gray Coluba Sr.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Now, but we waited graciously. Now, Bob, waiting.
All my questions I want to ask, they ask me if I want to. Yeah, you're doing it. The question for the two people. First of all, I'm going to Mr. Harris. Mr. Harris, with due respect, okay? I know that you are appointed just for July 26, as you said that the 2 years, the current president did nothing. But when you were appointed that day and you make sure you made a difference, all the profile you get here right now, that you talking to the audience, wow, you never impact it into this man for this Liberian community in Arizona to be unique, for everything to be okay. And secondly, they go into this man. You understand? The second question, I want to know if it is true that the 2 years while this man was in power, you only came to meeting 4 times. Because I was about 2 years. And Mr. President, I want to ask you a question. Yeah, I want to ask you a question. In Arizona here, sounds like here, the thing what I see here is so bad. I haven't seen it in no country. The homeless people dying, and I learned that the Arizona Association, when people die here, they don't do nothing because in your constitution, in your constitution. So I just want to ask you, without those things are in the constitution, why you not working with rescue to help them, to take the sick, to take and to help people that die, to contribute.
Thank you.
Bon, ben, c'est vraiment wow. Ah bon, va te dire, faut bien.
The candidate wants to answer the question. Go ahead, Mr. Korean.
Great question, very brilliant questions. So, in terms of my contribution, yes, we have the chat room, and the evidence are there. I send series of recommendations. Some of the things I'm talking about here today, I send that in the chat room, right? I don't want to talk about personal conversation we had, right? Because I know it's possible, the president may deny it, but the one that is documented, right? The documented evidence in the chat room. I talk about some of these committees, some of the advisory committees, but the president has a tendency, when you give a recommendation, other folks here who go to the meeting can attest to that. By the time you say, you'll say, go do it. Yeah, go do it. You check, go do it. Like he's not interested in, getting the actual recommendation, what to do to move the community forward. And that's one of the reasons why I'm running, because if Steve could listen, we could all work together to get some of these things done, right? But he doesn't listen to these recommendations, and so that's why I want to lead the process of doing it myself. The second issue about meetings, I didn't count the number of times I was attending a meeting. I didn't go and say meeting number 1, meeting number 2. I didn't do that. I know I attended meetings. But listen, let's face the truth. How many of you here, and how many times you've attended meetings? Let's face the truth, right? The meetings are not even productive. The meetings will discuss actual programs as to how we can move the community forward. We go to the meeting, we just arguing. We just debating this politics after this one. The meeting, there's no incentives of going to those meetings. Let's face the truth. We have to be frank with ourselves. We have to be frank with one another and say the truth. See how many affected persons in it. People don't go to the meetings because nothing is happening in those meetings. We want to change those things for once. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Boley?
Well, folks, I want to apologize to those of you who burned your gas, those of you who took risks, left your children, left your jobs, and came to meetings to contribute to the Liberian Association. I want to apologize on behalf of Harry for dishonoring you in this manner. Because you contributed by taking your time to come there. You must be acknowledged for that. And for the record, Harry will not even know whether we have 50, 30, or 40 people there because he hasn't been there. So how can you tell us what's going on there? How can you tell the media we're not productive when you were not there? So that one does not make any sense. But to the issue, to my brother, we, like I said, we contributed in our ways as presidents or as leaders for the community. Whether that to even pick up the phone 4 o'clock in the morning when somebody cried on the phone and say, "Man, somebody died," and we have to call the funeral home. Or you have no clue how that hurts. You have no clue how that hurts. When you get a call 4 o'clock in the morning, while you are in the middle of your sleep and you got to get up 6 o'clock to go to work, and somebody say the parent passed away or the child passed away, and you got to call the funeral home for them to get that discount. Because you got to make sure they take the body from there so that it does not pass the 72 or 42 hours that they gave you. We did that in our weak ways. We did that. This is why we want to make sure we put in the Constitution that when anything happens to any Liberian going forward, we can be fully participatory. Even if that 50% discount, even if that 60% discount. Look, we work with people, raise funds. Again, we're not going to sit here and brag about it because that's not an issue when you do good. We stood with people when their family member, their children pass away, the people pass away. We did that. So it was an individual thing. It was an individual thing. It was not done on a community level to say, oh, the Liberian Association doing it. This is why we want to put it in the Constitution so that the Liberian Association can help.
So here's the thing, right? I just want to expose the paradox, the conflicting thoughts of what the president is saying. Now, you're creating a picture of me not being active in the association, not going to no meetings. But you gave me one of the highest responsibility. How did you even give me that responsibility? So you must question the president's judgment. You take me, you give me your July 26th, you say I should head it. You say you made me chair of your social committee. That is the most powerful standing committee in the association. You get to a member who don't even go to zero meeting. Does that sound right?
Thank you, Mr. Bollietv. Thank you.
So let me answer Harry. Let me answer Harry.
Oh my God.
Let me answer Harry.
I enjoyed this.
Let me answer, folks. Let me address this quickly. You see, community services where you are not paid, where it is a free of charge, where there are not too many people willing to work. Sometimes people just occupy position, but that even speaks volume of Harry himself, who was given a full responsibility, who refused. He's admitting to you that he couldn't even commit to the community that he wants to lead. He couldn't commit. The only time he came around when we were having party.
Thank you. Thank you.